Hi, I'm Beck Lane, and this is Catalyst and Company. It was formerly Studio 120, but now we are Catalyst and Company, moving forward with courage, conviction, and drive. Conviction, and drive. I have to move on Friday, this coming Friday. So I have to have a ton of stuff done by Thursday night. And I've managed to schedule out ways for me to get almost all of my artwork, everything that's in my storage room, hanger ready by Wednesday. And part of getting it hanger ready is doing the edges on the paintings, and I'll show you. It's applying aerosols and my special glaze. But the last part, besides finishing the front and doing the profiles, the edges with the aerosol and glaze, is putting the hangers on the back. And I love tying up loose ends, and I've got tons of loose ends, tons of paintings where I haven't completely finished them, where they're just kind of sitting there waiting for life to occur or for me to pay attention to them. So I'm going to get this tied up so that by the time, get this all done, so that Friday morning when the moving truck shows up, we are ready to go. And on Sunday when Louise from Blue Egg shows up to pick up artwork and switch stuff out, we're ready to go. There's no stress. It's all done. So we're going to be putting a hanger. This is one of many dozens of paintings I'm going to be doing this to, putting the hangers on the back of. And I kind of want to show you how. If you don't know how, it's really, really easy. It's like a 2-second job, maybe 5 minutes. What we're going to do is measure the entirety of the canvas. Excuse me, screwdriver. There we go. Almost fit it in the camera. Just take my word for it. This guy is 40 inches long. It's 40 inches long. What we're going to do is take the measuring tape, come up halfway, 20 inches. Then come halfway up again 20 inches. And we're going to cut that 20 inches in half, which is, of course, 10 inches. Then we're going to bring it down to the middle point between the 10 and the 20 inches, which is 15. And then we're going to go to the middle point between the 10 and the 15, which is, of course, 12 and a half. So again, it's 40 inches long, top to bottom. Halfway point is 20 inches. Halfway again, 10 inches. Halfway between the 10 and 20, 15 inches. And then we're going to cut that in half again, which is 12 and a half inches. And that is the appropriate place to put hangers in, or D-rings in, to this particular canvas. One more time, 40 inches top to bottom. 20 inches halfway, 10 inches halfway again, 15 inches right at the medium point between the 10 and the 20, and then cut that in half again. So 12 and a half inches. Okay. Now we're going to use our D-rings, which I happen to get off of Amazon. And they come in all different sizes and different materials, plastics and metals. I just went on and grabbed a couple. This is one I use on my larger canvases, although they're not heavy enough really to justify the size of it. I put it on just to reassure myself and the customer. On these, because they're pretty light, they're super light, I'm just going to use these single hole D-rings. Quite honestly, if I had been thinking the other day, I would have gotten this width, this size, but with one hole for these canvases. Again, they're not that heavy. This is sufficient, but it's a preference thing with me. And I went against my preference, and there we are. So we're going to take the D-ring and put it on the wooden stretcher, right in the middle of the wooden stretcher. But I want to show you something. If you look, there's a little bit of a bump on one side where it comes out, and then the other side is flat. So we're going to put the flat side down. We're going to take one of these screws, and I like these screws. They're a little bit longer. So even though I have this little D-ring, This is going to go in the wood and secure it. Here we go. Wish me luck. It's a power tool. So I'm attaching that to the line I made at 12.5 inches. Dunsies. We're going to grab another one. Look for the flat side. There it is. We're going to screw that in. Now we're going to grab our wire, and I just grabbed whatever wire was at the hardware store. This is a little thick. It's a little silly to have thick wire like this, but it happens to be all they had, the smallest they had, so we're going with it. And I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I put I threaded the wire through the D-ring. Now we're just going to take it and twist it. You can also tie it almost like you're tying your shoes with a bunny goes through the hole kind of a deal. But that I save for really heavy work for no other reason than I'm lazy. So I wrapped it around. I'm going to cut off the extra. There we go. There it is. Now I'm going to take the wire. This is something I didn't really understand. But for a long time. I didn't understand any of this for a long time, not till somebody showed me, so I'm showing you. Take the wire, put it kind of in the middle of this stretcher, the zenith of it, or the point, the top point. Bring the wire down to the D-ring, kind of figure out how you're going to thread it through, where it's going to bend. Ready? Loop it through. I've made a little mark where it's bending on the D-ring, and then we're going to do wire wrapped around wire again, just like we did over there. Just wrap it around. This painting is so light, the wire is not going to come unfolded. And that's it. That's totally it. You want it a little bit, you want the wire to come up just a little bit under the top of the painting, the top of the canvas, so that if it settles, if the wire settles or it stretches for some unknown reason, ungodly reason, it's not going to be sticking out the top. It won't be sticking out over the top of the canvas. So there we go. That's it. That's it. You see how I wrapped it around? See how I wrapped it around? It looks professional. It's nice and tidy, unlike me. Let's grab another one. This one is a lot bigger, actually. Let's grab another one and do it again. Come here, little petunia. Ugh. Hey, this is a bigger one, bigger canvas. Come here, supplies. My wire cutters, my wire, my magic marker. Come here, come hither. Well, let's see if we can get this in camera. Okay, starting at the top, going to the bottom. The canvas is, you can't see that, 48 inches, but we're gonna do this. Whoop, 48 inches, halfway up is 24 inches. Halfway, cutting the 24 inches in half again, it's 12 inches. The difference, the medium between 12 and 24 would be what? 12 again would be 6, so that would bring us to 18. The difference between 12 and 24, okay, somebody do math. The difference between 12 and 24 inches is, of course, 12 inches. Cut that in half is 6. So 12 plus 6, 12 inches plus 6 would be 18. And then the difference between 12 and 18 inches is another 6 inches, if that makes any sense, which would be 3. So that would bring us to 15. So we want to go 15 inches down from the top. Let's do that again. I know it's confusing at first. So 48 inches top to bottom. A little measuring tape. A friend of mine had to use it the other day, and he said to me, "When did you get this? 1945?" I love my measuring tape. So once again, it's 48 inches top to bottom. Cut in half is 24 inches. Cut to 24 inches in half is, oh, I think I screwed up. Cut to 24 inches in half, nope, is 12 inches, thank you. The medium between 12 and 24 would be 6 inches, so 6 inches plus the 12 we have here is 18. The difference between the 12 and 18 would be another 6 inches. Cut that in half is 3, so 12 inches plus 3, 15. I'm just going to mark the other side. So you're basically cutting in half, cutting in half, cutting in half, and then adding somewhere in there. Let's try that again. 48 inches, cut in half. 12, cut in half. No, 24 rather, cut in half. 12. Cut the difference in half. Should be 12, 6. Would be 6 inches at 18. Then cut in half again, the difference between 12 and 18, which is 15. So it's measure, cut in half, holy crap, cut in half, and then kind of add. I hope that was clearish, even close to clearish. Now this isn't terribly big either, but just for stability and just so I feel better, I'm going to put on one of the larger D-rings, the one with the double holes. Oh, let's make sure she's upright first. Yep. And you can either line up the holes, you can just line up one of the holes with our mark, with our third-ish of the way down mark. You don't have to tilt the D-rings. I just happen to like it. The D-rings or the U-rings or whatever you want to call them. I just happen to like tilting them a little bit. No particular reason, just 'cause I'm that way. All right, let's take our painting. By the way, the painting's name is Phoebe. Let's take Phoebe. Penelope? Maybe she's Penelope. She is, she's Penelope, sorry, I think. No, maybe she is Phoebe. All right, let's take Miss P. Turn her around. Make sure we got the flat end of the hanger. Place it. And again, I like to tilt it a little bit. So it's pointing towards the top, the zenith of the painting, the centermost point. There. She's in. And again, we're going to, okay, just knocked something off. We're going to, oh, God, not the glass. I'm knocking everything off. We're going to take the wire once again, and hopefully you can see it. You know what, let me move some things. Oh, good, I dumped water everywhere. Always make sure that you have a clear surface to work on. Okay. actually dumped bleach all over the floor a second ago. All right, so moving on. There's our hanger. We're going to take the wire, once again, loop it through, and just wrap it. The wire will secure itself to itself. We don't need to make that an all-day project, so I'm going to cut off the end. This is all your framer's going to do when they go to hang, but now you know how to do it. Look at it, it's nice and tidy. Remove that. Excuse me. I'm going to flip this P around. Try not to knock everything over. Grab the wire. I'm going to go up to just about there, kind of in the middle-ish, if I've got it right, in the middle, but not to the top of the canvas because you don't want it sticking out, just about there. And end up. Cut a reasonable amount off. Loop it through. Let's make sure. It's just about right. And wrap a wire around wire, around wire, around wire, around wire. Get bored. Clip the excess off because you don't really need it. Okay, that's it. That's how you make a painting hanger ready or a picture hanger ready. Don't forget too to sign the back. At least this is what I did. I sign and date, although a lot of galleries or some galleries say don't date your paintings. I do it anyway. I want a full catalog or log of the work I've done. And I'm not ashamed if a painting has sat for very long either. That's called life. I'm not gonna not sign a painting because it sat here for a number of years. There is a reason that it sat here, and maybe it needs some attention, something I haven't given it yet. But this little one, who I have to find out what I named, it's either after my great aunt Phoebe or it's Penelope. I think it's Penelope, but I'll have to check my records and take a look through, and then I'll write her name on the back. And that's it. The Unknown Mermaid is ready to go. All right, so I'm Beck Lane. This is something, what are we calling ourselves? Catalyst and Company. So I'm Beck Lane, this is Catalyst and Company. Ciao, ciao, meow, 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 boing.